These games made me better at my job, and I can prove it. Okay, today we're talking about 5 multiplayer games that, whether they're meant to or not, are genuinely teaching you skills that translate directly into a work environment. We're talking teamwork, resource management, adaptability, efficiency, creative problem solving, real stuff. And I want to be clear upfront. I purposely picked games that you can play solo or with someone you actually know. So, a friend, a partner, a sibling, not because I'm antisocial, which, okay, maybe I am a little bit, but because I find that dynamic of playing with someone familiar is where you really start to see how people operate. And honestly, it's a lot less stressful than queuing up with strangers who may or may not be having the worst day of their lives. You know. And as a quick personal context, my husband and I spend our free time doing exactly two things: eating good food and playing games. If that's all we did forever, I'm genuinely happy. So, a lot of these games are games we play together, and I'll be pulling from those experiences throughout. So, let's get into it. Game one. First up, Baldur's Gate 3. And if you know me at all, you knew this was going to be on my list. I have over 500 hours in the game. It's easily one of my favorites, and I will not be taking questions about that. For the people who don't know, BG3 is a deep, story driven RPG where you make choices that affect everything. So every conversation, every encounter, every room you walk into has multiple ways to approach it. And in co op, you're navigating all of that with another person in real time. Now, the way I play this game is, let's call it creative. I am constantly trying to pickpocket NPCs, break into places I'm not supposed to be, and find the most chaotic path through any given situation. And my husband has learned quickly that when I'm at the controller, things are about to get a little unpredictable, and it usually ends in a fight. But we always figure it out. Really, he always bails me out. But here's the work skill that's hidden in all the chaos: creative problem solving and adapting on the fly. See, BG3 almost never forces you down one pathway. It rewards players who look at situations and ask, okay, what are all my options here? What are the creative ones? What's not the obvious answer? And in a work environment, that's the difference between someone who hits a wall and stops and someone who hits a wall and immediately starts looking for a window. The ability to reframe a problem, approach it from an unexpected angle, and stay functional when things go sideways, that's genuinely a rare skill. And BG3 drills it into you 100 hours at a time. Okay, you actually don't have to play it at like hundreds of hours, but I have a feeling that's just, you get sucked into the game so easily. 100 hours is nothing. And the co-op layer adds another dimension too. When you're problem solving with a partner, you have to communicate your thinking, adapt their approach, and sometimes, often, course correct together when someone's plan goes completely off the rails. I'm that someone in that scenario. Welcome, babe. Sorry. I don't mean to play games like that. I just do. It's just so much fun. It's in my blood. I can't help it. Game 2. Next up, Played Up, rhyme. This one genuinely brings me so much joy that I feel like I need to compose myself before I talk about it. Okay. Played Up is a cooking and restaurant management game. So you build a restaurant, you serve customers, you upgrade your equipment. But what makes it special is the automation system. So you can set up conveyors, machines, and workflows that run the whole operation without you having to lift a finger. Efficiency. And the people who did this really well, I have watched fully automated Played Up restaurants online where the players are basically just standing there watching their perfect system build itself. Yeah, I want that for real life. I want that energy in everything I do. The work skill here is actually two things that are stacked up on top of each other. The first is efficiency and systems. So efficiency and systems thinking all together. Played Up forces you to work with a limited physical space, right? You only have your restaurant that's oh so big, and you have to figure out the most logical, streamlined way to organize it. Where does the prep station go? How does the food flow from the kitchen to the counter? What's the bottleneck? How do you remove it? This is literally operations management. And that's the kind of thinking companies pay consultants a lot of money to bring in. It's not about giving your job to AI in this case. It's what you can do to automate and make your job easier. So you're not cooking, serving, and cleaning up everything. You're doing less and being able to serve more. It's actually quite beautiful. Brings a tear to my eye. And that's the automation piece. You automate the tedious tasks that a machine can do faster and more consistently than you. And if I learned one thing from Played Up that I apply directly to how I work, it's that. Stop manually doing things that can be systemized. Spend your actual brain on things that require your actual brain. Second, the teamwork and role clarity. Because in multiplayer, Played Up shows you very quickly how someone operates in a team. Someone steps up to lead, someone takes the hard job, someone takes the easy job, someone doesn't take a job at all. But the goal is shared: to get through service, keep customers happy, and don't let the restaurant burn down. But everyone has a different task keeping that goal alive. That is every workplace ever. Like different roles, shared outcome, literally a corporation. Play just makes it visible in a way that's really hard to ignore when you're in the middle of a dinner rush with tickets just piling up. Game 3. Cult of the Lamb. This one snuck up on me. I went in expecting a cute, weird kind of game about a lamb running a cult, right? Cult of the Lamb, which it is, by the way. It absolutely is. But I came out of that genuinely losing track of time across multiple sessions. Here's the mechanic that matters for this conversation. Cult of the Lamb is a roguelike game, which means that you run through levels, you die, you come back, you run through them again. Right? Over and over again, each run makes you a little better. You get better equipment, you get better knowledge of enemy patterns, better decision making because you've seen the situation before and what not to do. The game is literally a loop of try, fail, learn, improve, repeat. Which sounds frustrating written out like that, but somehow incredibly satisfying in practice. The work skill here is persistence and iterative improvement, the willingness to do something again. Not because the first attempt didn't count, but because the first attempt taught you what the second one needed, and the third, and the fourth. In a workplace that values growth and development, which is every workplace that's worth being in, this mindset is everything. The people who improve the fastest aren't the ones who get it right the first time. They're the ones who treat every attempt as data and keep going. It's about learning from your mistakes, from your failures, from not going as quickly as you want it to go. It's all about being better the next time around. So Cult of the Lamb quietly teaches you to adapt your strategy mid-run. You don't always get the weapons or ability you plan for. You work with what you have. You adjust, you find a way through, and yeah, does that sound familiar? Roguelites are basically masterclasses in resilience wrapped in extremely charming visuals. Like, how cute are they? How cute is this? Break time. Game 4, Don't Starve Together. Ooh, this game. Okay. It is the kind of game where you can spend an entire afternoon building a really solid base, gathering resources, setting up camp, feeling genuinely good about your progress, and then get absolutely demolished by a pack of wolves, or a giant seasonal monster, or just winter. Winter will get you if you're not ready. It is unforgiving. It is. It is one of the best teachers of resource management I have ever encountered in a game, because the whole game is built around inventory awareness. Do you have enough wood for a campfire if something goes wrong tonight? Have you stored enough food to survive winter? Did you grab materials to craft that tool before you wandered too far from base? You learn very quickly that hoarding the right things at the right time is a survival skill, not hoarding everything. Right? You don't need a bunch of seeds that are going to expire. Plus, the inventory system won't let you. But knowing what matters and tracking what you have and planning for what you're going to need before you need it. In work context, that is proactive resource planning. Whether it's time, budget, team capacity, or materials, the people who get caught short are usually the ones who weren't tracking what they had and what was coming. Don't Starve Together trains that awareness in a very direct way. You run out of resources in this game and you will feel it immediately. And that's the entire patience piece, because this game will test yours. Things will go wrong. You will lose progress. The skill isn't avoiding these moments. It's staying calm when they happen and rebuilding without spiraling. Because night will come, winter will come, and you have to be prepared. And that is an incredibly valuable thing to practice even in a game. Also, it's weirdly relaxing right up until it isn't, which is honestly how a lot of jobs feel too. Good until you're not. Game 5, last one, and this one comes with a disclaimer. Slay the Spire. 2. It's still in beta at the time of filming, so it's not in full release yet. Did that stop us from playing it extensively? Absolutely not. So Slay the Spire is a deck building strategy game. Build a hand of cards, you fight enemies, you make decisions under pressure about what to play and when. The original was already a game that rewarded deep strategic thinking. The sequel added multiplayer. And that changed everything. Here's what we didn't know going in. Multiplayer in Slay the Spire 2 isn't just two people playing separately at the same time. It opens up the ability to create synergy between characters, to set plays up for each other, to build combinations that neither player could play alone, and to think about your deck not just as your own tool, but also as half of a larger system. We did not figure this out immediately. We got stuck at Ascension 6 for the longest time, like days, because we were playing multiplayer like it was almost single player, independently, and wondering why it felt so hard. The moment we actually started communicating and coordinating our builds and thinking about how our cards and characters work together, the game opened up completely. And honestly, we breezed through the rest of the Ascensions pretty easily, give and take the last one. The work skill here is strategic collaboration. Understanding that in a team, the goal isn't just to do your job in isolation. It's to do your job in a way that makes people around you more effective too. That's synergy in the actual meaningful sense of the word, not just the corporate buzzword version. And the lesson about getting stuck in the session 6, that's the cost of not communicating. Two people working hard in the same direction without actually aligning is one of the most common and most expensive problem in any workplace. And Slay the Spire 2 made that lesson very, 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 very personal. But man, that was a funny game. I can't wait until the full version comes out. It's gonna be so good. So there you have it. That's 5 multiplayer games, 5 real skills: creative problem solving, teamwork, automation, iterative improvement, resource management, and strategic collaboration at its finest in games. And look, none of these games are set out to be professional development tools, right? They're games. They're just really well-designed games that happen to put you in situations where those skills get built, whether you're thinking about it or not. That's kind of the whole point. The best learning doesn't always feel like learning. It's actually great. Sometimes it feels like not letting your restaurant catch fire. If you want to see a deeper argument of why gaming translates to corporate skills, I did a whole video on that. Link is somewhere on the screen. Drop your favorite multiplayer game in the comments. I'm always looking for the next one to add to the rotation. And yeah, thanks for watching me play a bunch of games, I guess. I enjoyed it immensely. Yeah, who doesn't like games? Who doesn't like games? Anyways, this one was a fun one. I can't wait to do a few more. I might do, you want to see more games? Do we want to see more games here? I'm not sure yet. No, I'm progressively getting shinier during this video because it's so hot in here. Anyways, and with that, I'll see you guys next week. Yeah, like and subscribe. Thanks. See you. Bye.